I don't see her as a celebrity. I see her as my daughter, who is in desperate need for care. I was working at the mall in law enforcement in Wellington, and I happened to get involved in arresting some of her friends. And when her friends noticed my name tag, they're like, "Oh my God, you're Danielle's father." And I said, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh my, she's been trying to reach you all these years." And I said, "Well, I'm right here, and here's my phone number." I got a call from Danielle in the next couple of days. She started yelling and screaming at me, saying how I abandoned her, how I left her. So me being desperate and wanted to see my child, I agreed to meet her at the first event was at the Boynton Beach Mall. I was like, wow, she's beautiful. I mean, she's a very beautiful girl, and she was a little reserved, and she had the little, attitude. "Oh, you're a troll, you're the police, you're this." I'm like, "No, I'm your father." It was very emotional. I mean, it really hit hard knowing that there's a child out there who didn't know who her father was and all the things that I wanted to do for her, but I wasn't able to do it.
We wanted Danielle to be a part of our family. We always did. And
we've sent her so much. We sent president's cards, which I don't think she got all of them. There's not one day in my life that I've not stopped thinking about Danielle, knowing that I've had a child, knowing that I wasn't able to raise her, wasn't able to change her diapers, wasn't able to feed her, wasn't able to watch her teeth come in, not being able to watch her walk the first walk or say dada. There's so many things that I've missed. I'd always paid child support. And we thought that if Barbara would just raise Danielle, and even the court said I could have visitation. We even set up some supervised visitation, and she didn't show up. She's a victim of exploitation. She's being exploited as a child.
What Danielle is doing on social media, the clothes that they have her wearing, the things that they have her saying.
She's talking about oral sex. She's talking about STDs.
Just the other day, you kind of asked a little bit before about our kids. We ended up
telling them about Danielle, and again, it was like, oh my God, we've got to tell them that they have a sister this way, versus how we had really hoped that we'd be able to talk with them about it.
One of the big things to talk about my boys, Danielle's always wanted to meet my boys, her brothers, I have brothers. And Barbara wanted me to introduce the boys to her last March. And I said, "Barbara, it'll happen, but they need to go." I wanted to do it through a social worker or a psychologist, because she can't just tell these two boys 9/11, or they were actually 8 and 10 at the time, "Hey, here's your sister." Her management team wanted to call me, and she started calling at me, saying, cursing at me, I don't want to be in your life, I don't want you to be my father, and all this kind of stuff. And she goes on these roller coasters from yelling and screaming to being a little bit calm, and then to just regurgitate all the stuff that how I left her and didn't want to be part of her life. Danielle needs to go to a program. If it takes 6 months, a year, 2 years with inpatient care for mental health, for substance abuse, for all this stuff, I want to send her there. And when she gets better, because I truly think that she can get better, then she has an opportunity to be a child, and she could live in our home. We have a room upstairs. We can make her room. The boys would be ecstatic.
Ideally, if we had our way and we could wave a magic wand, we would be a normal family that's here, and there would be no craziness, no social media, no LA trips, and Danielle would be in our house with us and our boys.
She's going to come around. One day she's going to come to me. I know she will. She could turn around and do so much positive in her life and share this story on how she's changed with other kids. She could share with families, talk about parental alienation, talking about bullying, talking about drugs, talking about underage sex, talking about stealing cars. She stole a car one day to come see me. That's how desperate she was. If all these kids who are following her understood what this child has gone through, parents have asked me, they said, "Ira, please stop your daughter, because other kids are acting the way she is, thinking that it's acceptable behavior, that they'll get rewarded the same way Danielle is getting rewarded." She's crying out for help. She's doing these things for attention, and she's not getting the attention from the right people.
We've been contacted by TMZ. Ira's been contacted also by several other places to do interviews, to provide
FaceTime, interviews, fly me out to do shows.
And that's not what we've wanted to do. Because that's not really what's going to help the situation, and that's not what's going to be best for Danielle.
Danielle needs to know that she has a father who cares about her, She has an extended family, a close family, 2 brothers, grandparents, cousins, aunts and uncles, a whole set of friends that want her to be part of our life, to give her a life, to know what it's like to be a child, part of our family, not the craziness that she's going through. She needs to know that I love her.